I'm Monica Hollins.
I'm Lauren Brown.
I have about 25 years building community with both private and government entities.
And for more than 15 years, I've been creating events and experiences from corporate gatherings with 5,000 to 6,000 people to neighborhood events through HOAs and lifestyle.
About 15 years in HOA management, starting as a lifestyle director and moving to a community manager. But the entire time really focusing on building that community all the way through.
I'm currently the program director for a leading developer in Idaho.
I started my own company, Outside the Box Consulting. That's where I really work with developers on one end to make sure that we're building amenities that are intentional and that are going to be activated. And then on the flip side, I work with HOA management companies and I train lifestyle directors. And I have to say that's one of my favorite things I get to do.
I really just truly believe that lifestyle is the heartbeat of a community, and I'm really excited that I get to do that day in and day out, and I'm excited to chat about it with you and all of our lifestyle friends.
Welcome to Lifestyle Unplugged with Monica
And Lauren.
We are excited to be here today. We have our first guest, April Lamon from Alosant. But before we get in and dive deep with April, we need to catch up. Lauren, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. It's always hard for me to know like what even day it is, right? Weekend.
Yes.
I know yesterday I got ready for the week, did some grocery shopping. I got a new name tag. So
Ooh.
I don't think I've even talked about the puppy. So I have a new Jack Russell puppy. She is 5 months old. She's cute and she is naughty. Her name is Biscuit. So Biscuit is destroying my house. And Friday, I just kind of hit my limit and I called a dog trainer and I signed her up for doggy boot camp. So over the weekend, I had to go get her like a little name tag so that they knew her name was Biscuit.
My goodness. Are you
with
serious?
Our phone number on it.
How cute.
Oh,
Is
you
it
should see
my
the name
name
tag.
is name
It's
tag?
it's a little pink bone with rhinestones because 4-year-old daughter. And it says Biscuit.
I
So
love it.
Biscuit
Biscuit's
is at boot
pretty cute
camp.
though.
She is cute.
Like-
She's going to be so much cuter when she listens.
Yes, but I really believe they make dogs and puppies cute.
Hmm
So when you're on your last nerve, you can look at them and go, "Oh, you're so cute."
Like, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got her ready for her first day of school. And then my daughter also had her first day of pre-K today. So it was just first day for
cute.
everybody.
Did you take a picture like with her holding a sign?
Sure did. Not Biscuit, my daughter.
Oh, I would like to see both with her.
But I did take a picture of Biscuit at her school because
Oh.
I dropped off my daughter and then I went down the road to drop her off and it was
That's
cute.
so cute. Now what is it pre-K?
Pre-K.
So cute. Now, was your daughter excited that her dog was going to school too?
Oh, yes. All the way to school. She's like, it's okay to be nervous. It's going to be a lot of fun. She was giving her a pep talk. And I was like, oh, I think Andy's nervous, but it was really cute.
I love that. She's obviously, you've obviously had a very good impression on her because she's modeling that.
She's
to the dog.
projecting it.
Yeah. It's okay to be nervous. Mom, hint, hint. How come
Yes.
you're not asking me?
What about you? What did you do this weekend that you forgot about?
I wasted the weekend. Honestly, that's how I feel. My daughter had an impromptu sleepover on Friday.
That's fun.
And then on Saturday, I was watching a show and I'm trying to remember what show it was. But normally I am making pancakes in the morning and I'm trying to pretend like I'm that mom that's put together. I'm like, hot chocolate or apple
the
cider?
Pinterest mom. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I'm like, pancakes or waffles?
Oh, gosh.
Would you like donuts? And so I try to put that air on in front of her friends so that she doesn't have to be embarrassed by me.
Oh.
But it was her best friend / almost like an adopted child of ours. And so she came down the stairs and I was like, make yourself some pancakes. And my husband looked at me. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. She's 14. She's a
She can
high
make me
schooler.
one if she wants.
Yeah. I was like, she can make her own pancakes.
Oh, I love
And
it.
my daughter just kind of looked at me like, what? Like she did not like understand that I wasn't going to do it for her.
She's like, that's the whole reason I invited her over is I wanted you to cook.
Because you feed me when I have friends, Mom. So yeah, but her and her friends, her and her friend, they stepped up to the plate. They made pancakes. They didn't clean up, but I could do that. But so yeah, they did that, and then we actually, I forgot. So Sunday we picked up her friend to go to her friend's church, and Bethany Hamilton, who had her arm bitten off by a shark when she was 13.
Yeah.
She was speaking at the church. And so that was really interesting. It's my second time hearing her speak, but my daughter's first time. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, very inspirational to hear a 13-year-old get their arm bitten off, but yet they're still going to jump back in the water. I don't know if that's inspirational or just crazy, to be quite honest with you.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd be getting back in.
I
One thing I do want to say to our listeners that are here today, if you're here, that means you listen. So thanks for coming back.
Well, let me just say, we hope you listen. And if not, we won't tell. Just keep listening.
Yeah. Listen, we're new to this, and like you guys are seeing the quote unquote finished product. Imagine the number of outtakes there have been, because like if this is the best we've got to offer, it's oh man. So anyway,
That's
it's
actually
a fun
what made
journey.
me laugh out loud hearing you say finished product.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, one of the best pieces of advice I have received in my life is done, not perfect. And I think that's what that podcast was.
Done, not perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Maybe that should just be our motto. Done, but not perfect.
Yeah. Done, not perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, we do appreciate everyone that is listening. We are really trying to continue to create a community that Lauren started. We want to continue bringing lifestyle directors, community leaders, developers, everyone together so everyone can understand the huge impact that our lifestyle directors make on a daily basis within our communities. So we can't continue to celebrate you if you turn us off. Do not. Please.
Don't do that to us.
Don't turn us off. Yeah, we're a little punchy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, lucky for April Lamon, she gets to have some punchiness, but maybe we can kind of dial it down and be kind of professional when we interview April.
Yes. Serious face on. Got it.
I like that. I think we need to start doing that before all of our interviews. Insane. We are so excited to have April Lamon from Alosant join us today. We really want to bring April into the fold and join our madness that we started to create. And so, April, will you do us a favor and just give everyone a glimpse of who you are and your background?
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. This feels like a little bit of a reunion from the podcast we did earlier this year together. So I'm honored to be here on the other side of the table. My name again is April Lamon. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Alosant. Alosant is a software platform that creates branded mobile apps for residential developments. We started in 2017 with one community in California, and we're 130 plus and counting later all over the country. So we've been very blessed.
So crazy, because I met you, I think, back in 2017.
Really early on.
Yeah, it was really early on. And I just have to say, I don't know if you've listened to our podcast yet, but Lauren and I gave you a shout out because we are saying that you're the reason her and I are together on this podcast.
I mean, she is, yes.
So we want to thank you personally.
Yes, thank you for introducing us.
It's my pleasure. I've been around a few more times around the block than you ladies. And one of the great pleasures that I have is connecting like-minded people together. And so it was very thoughtful to have you meet each other. And I could not be more thrilled to see where that's going from here.
Like-minded is exactly it, because the first phone call we had, I was like, are you inside my brain right now? Because we just we see everything exactly the same, and it's so refreshing to get to hang out with Monica.
The feelings mutual. And April, I think the one thing that I have always been so impressed with you is when I started my business and I didn't really know you that well. And you called me up and you're like, what can I do? What do you need? I was like, whoa,
I remember that.
That is so, and this shouldn't be rare, but it is very rare for women to support women. And, the fact that you took the time to just say, hey, how can I help you? What do you need? It was just amazing. And to this day, you've made such a huge impression on me. And I'm just very thankful for you. So thank you for being such a leader in our industry, and not just to the outside person, but really with your relationships that people don't see, the behind the scenes phone calls that you make. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to jump in. We talked about in 2017 how Alosant got started. Can you talk about, you and I are pretty familiar because we've discussed this, but for our listeners and our lifestyle directors, can you discuss the path that led you to co-owning and starting an app?
Yeah, I mean, it really was together with a key developer building a large scale, heavily amenitized and incredibly lifestyle rich community who recognized the challenge of just how do you communicate? How do you engage? How do you help people realize there's so much more to their life in the community than that exists within the four walls of the home they buy? And that was really the spark, if you will, to get Alosant started. It's solving for that opportunity for people to feel more engaged with where they live. I mean, what it's grown to is a deep, deep seated belief that runs through our entire company that really everyone deserves to love where they live.
Yes.
And loving where you live is more than just your house. It's right. It's feeling like you're something big. You're part of something bigger. We saw that through COVID, that people were craving a chance to connect in ways that they might have taken for granted in the past.
Definitely.
And I think somewhere inside of us, we don't want to go back to that again. We want to be part of something bigger for ourselves, for our family, for our broader community. And our software is a way to facilitate that. It is not the community itself. It is a facilitator of community, of connection. We just like to be the grease that's kind of getting the wheels moving, but it's very rooted with real people in real life in real places.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I love how you're using that as it's a platform, right? To make being a lifestyle director or a community leader easier to connect with the residents at large, but it's not a substitute.
Correct.
We still need to have those personal relationships. So I love how you honed in on that. Was there a specific moment creating this app that you were like, whoa, we have something here that's very special?
I remember it vividly, Monica. We spent a year on starting with a blank screen and then, coding and developing this. We had the real advantage of working closely, not just with the developer, but with the community operations team, with the lifestyle team, with marketing and residents. And so we really got a 360-degree view of what does it mean to live in Rancho Mission Viejo? What does it mean to work there? What does it mean to create the lifestyle that they call ranch life? That's just a fundamental underpinning of why you buy there. And you do a lot, and you show and you talk and you test and you validate, but the rubber hits the road when you launch, right? And
Yes.
the aha moment came within those first 90 days when over 90% of the residents who lived there were logged in
Oh,
and
wow.
actively
Whoa.
using this app.
That's awesome.
90%?
90%. Today, their adoption rate is like 97% as the
Wow.
community has grown from 2,000 homes. They're at about 7,000 homes now, and they're going to 14,000. So
Wow.
that was the aha moment of like, this is, you know how it is, like you can have a problem that you can't articulate what the solution should be, but the solution shows up and you're like, how did I live without this? And that's what it felt like to us.
That's awesome.
Phenomenal.
How has the app kind of fostered new connections for people? Because, it's an app, so we want people to use it to get there, but then put the phone back down.
Sure. Yeah. Communication is the number one element of the pillar of the product, because we need to make people aware of what's going on, how to connect to events, to the spaces and amenities that are available to them. Things that have grown since those days are all of the resident groups and clubs, where people are finding their folks, the people that they share things in common with. And so being able to activate clubs and meeting groups, and whether it's cycling, bocce, bridge, pickleball, all of these things are an important reason why people move into a master planned community.
Yep.
So it's really about communication. Like, what is it that's available to me? We've added what we call a one credential page in the app. And that's what's my version of the community I live in. It has my mobile ID card. I can easily find the things that the events that I've RSVP'd for, or spaces that I've reserved for. How do I want to manage how I look in the resident directory? Do I want to be visible? I want my picture. I want my contact information. It's 100% opt-in. It's also where you can embed your credit card number. So all you have to do is tap to pay if there's a fee for an amenity reservation or an event that's coming up in the future.
That's awesome. I love that convenience too.
Like a dream come true, April, for us lifestylers. You solved all of our problems.
I know. So for like the 130, I think you said, where the lifestyle directors that are there, how have they seen their lifestyle programming grow with this tool? I'm sure they're all just like, this is exciting. So what's the number one thing that you kind of hear as feedback from the lifestyle directors?
There are some complex setups that our team supports for them that are kind of always on your wish list, but tough to execute. Many of our lifestyle directors create a pet directory in the app. So that people will send through the app to us pictures of their dogs, their cats, their horse, their rabbits. I mean, it could be anything really. And then the name and information about them and a link and it would be my dog, Abby. If she wanders out of the yard and Lauren, you see her, you can tap to say, okay, April, I've got Abby. Do you want me to drop her off, or you want to swing by and get her? So the pet directory is a really, really fun, engaging, connecting kind of thing. But think about, if you're a lifestyle director, how do you execute that? And, how do you collect the information and then get that information in the app? And that's something that our team is doing. Community-wide garage sales. How do you allow the resident to self-enroll, put their address on the map? What are a couple of the highlight things that you're selling? So if Well, Lauren and I are in hockey country. Kids grow out of hockey faster, the hockey gear so fast. I want to find the house that's selling the hockey gear for the next size up. And I can just search for that and go to that house directly. So
Wow.
again, can be some complex configurations, not even with an app. I mean, just what are you doing? Are you creating a spreadsheet and trying to keep track of all this stuff? They're tough to execute without the right kind of
Yes.
technology.
Well, that's actually where my brain was going, is that, for a smaller community, a lot of this stuff is manageable. You're going to be really busy as a lifestyle director, but
To
you can
begin
do
with.
it. But where the disconnect really, and then in turn the service decreases, is when
Yeah.
you're in a large master plan community. No lifestyle director has time to go through and enter, 500 people in an Excel spreadsheet and their addresses, or whatever we may do, from the pet directory to the garage sale. And so what your app really allows lifestyle directors to do is reclaim their time and really focus on something more intentional, like an event. And this is just a great tool to complement that.
Thank you, Monica. I think the idea is we have such talented lifestyle directors out there, and a lot of time can be chewed up on some of the mundane aspects of managing, whether it be an event or something like creating a pet directory or resident owned business directory or whatever it might be. Is how do you streamline the back of house work so that that lifestyle director has more energy, more vitality, more time that's available to that front of house work where they're actually engaging with their residents.
And I think that's, one of the key points for our lifestyle directors, right? Like, we're usually a one-man team with like
Yes.
the coordinating and booking the events and trying to do all of that. So I think it's so cool to take some of that office work, because we all know when you're in the office and there are residents, you're not getting much done. So to be able to remove that kind of nagging, like, oh, I need to get this done, so that you can focus on that conversation and be genuine and present with your residents. I think that's so cool and so important.
I
And
agree.
Lauren, that exact point has really driven, when I think back what we started with for an events platform versus where we are today, we've learned so much from our lifestyle directors. Is it capacity constrained? Do you need a waiver or additional information before completing that reservation? Do you want to allow residents to automatically cancel a reservation? And if so, until what date? There's a lot of automated communication once a reservation is completed that goes directly to the resident. I mean, if you had all the time in the world, you'd probably send them each an email saying, hey, thanks for
Definitely.
signing up for this event, but you don't. And
Right.
so how do you, as opposed to letting that task fall through the cracks, why not let the technology automatically fill in those gaps for you and add that layer of follow-up that's can make all the difference in the world. Do you want to send a reminder email the day before the event? Don't forget your yoga mat. We'll have water, but we need you to bring your yoga mat. Whatever, but you can schedule these these push notifications all at one time.
So what I was talking earlier about the importance, the size of the community. Like, you may be able to do something for a smaller community than a larger master plan community. Rancho Mission Viejo, if anyone's listening and is not familiar, I would be shocked. But if you're not familiar with Rancho Mission Viejo, you need to get familiar with them. They are phenomenal. I was fortunate enough to go out and tour them with the developer that I used to work with, and I was blown away by every lifestyle aspect that they put out. Just blown away. And so, but that takes me, Rancho Mission Viejo is a monster. It's huge.
Yeah.
It is a machine, right? But a well-oiled, connected machine.
Yeah.
But that takes me to my next question, April, is there an ideal community profile that makes sense on to bring Alosant on?
That's a good question. And typically the the question's really on the small side. I mean, we're supporting Terra Vallis in Arizona, and they're on their way to 100,000 homes. So we don't have any problems scaling up. So I think the question really is my community too small? And
Exactly. Yes.
where I think about it is around opportunities, whether it's events and amenities, and now access control. Even small communities may have a few access points. Fob proliferation is a real problem. People get grouchy when they believe that non-residents are using the pool or using their
They
tennis
don't.
courts. And so
April, never. Never.
I would, if it were me, I would feel grouchy about it. I don't want to pay for it.
It's huge. It is like such a headache trying to prove someone's a resident and someone's not a resident. And so
Go to your own pool to get interviewed by other homeowners. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. And so if there are shared amenities, if your community has a name, if your residents would benefit from a directory, knowing who lives on either side of them or around the corner, we can right size the software license fees, because it really does come down to fees at the end of the day to get a smaller community on board. And then when I say smaller, I think probably our smallest is around 300, 250. We have a new toll project that's never going to be bigger than 250. But they have a vehicle gate, and they want to make sure that their residents are the right people coming through the gate. So they're using their Alosant app for that. So it more depends on what's going on. If it's a collection of houses on an infill project that have nothing else in common except they're next door to each other, maybe that's not the right place. But I generally find there's a way in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to kind of launch off that, I think what is so much bigger than what we're talking about is, yes, it's great for lifestyle oriented communities, for lifestyle directors to have this tool, but it's even bigger than that because it's a communication tool that allows every resident to have communication from their management company in their hand. And so everyone's reading the same sheet of music, for example.
That's a good point, Monica. And one of the things that we've added in the last, I'd say 2 years, is the ability to create a portfolio app. So if you're a developer, a builder who has maybe 10 different projects on the smaller side, you can have a banner app, a portfolio app, and have each of those locations nested under that app. So if I live in community 1, that app looks like my community. Monica, if you live in community 2, when you open it, has your content. Same for Lauren in community 3. So that concept of a portfolio creates more scalability for smaller projects to have the same tools that big communities have.
I love that. That's brilliant.
And one thing I feel like we haven't given enough credit here is April's team. The support, because I know I've worked in different websites and stuff, and there's nobody to call. There's, so to have like a real life human that you can chat with and be like, I'm doing this kind of event. And then they can come out with ideas and suggestions on what they've done in the past and what's worked or doesn't work. So I think that also helps with the isolation feel that lifestyle directors have, because it's access to another team that can still support you.
That's a good point. A lot of times these lifestyle directors, we're lone rangers, to your point. And so how do I connect with the community? I love, the LinkedIn group, and we're really happy to sponsor that. But just feeling like, hey, there are other people that wear the same type of shoes I wear, that are trying to accomplish the same kind of goals I am. And our in-house customer operations and customer success team are there for that exact purpose. We'll never tell you what the community down the road is doing, But with 130 plus communities now on our platform, we can cross share ideas and be more proactive, to your point, Lauren, in making suggestions.
You know, so one thing that I noticed, and one of the questions I was going to ask is about AI and how AI is able to add on to what you already have. And I saw something on your website about resident onboarding that really piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Because it's important for lifestyle directors to make sure we get connected to the residents and or buyers before they become a resident as soon as possible, especially in those new communities.
Yes.
So April, it sounds like you have once again created an amazing solution through your app.
We have, and basically there are many systems in place through the whole life cycle for the consumer, from I'm shopping for a home all the way till I've moved in. And what DataBridge AI allows is for Alosant to receive content from these systems. We don't have to penetrate the systems, but we can collect the information from the systems. And then we're using AI to smartly connect the dots to an individual. So one of the key dissatisfiers we hear is I've just signed on the dotted line, my life away, my bank account away to buy this house. I want to take the kids to the pool to celebrate. Well, by no fault to the lifestyle director or even the HOA management team, they got to go through, a process to get that HUD paperwork back. And so we can create a resident light user role that will give them partial access to everything that they will get once the paperwork completes, including an access credential to open the pool. So absolutely go celebrate.
Yes,
take the kids to the pool.
That's so awesome.
It's just it breaks my heart that a lifestyle manager has to say, or community director has to say, I'm sorry, I don't have your paperwork. I can't let you in the pool yet. And then the poor resident feels like I've just signed my life away here.
Yeah. What did I just sign on? Like,
right.
This is not what I was sold. And I think that's what I love is that lifestyle directors, we like to be proactive. We like to pull people in as soon as we can. But if we don't know, then we can't reach out to them and do a personal welcome. And that is the beginning and the first impression of a long-term relationship that is extremely important in what we do.
You're so right. And many developers now have us create a view of their app for that home shopper. And so what I think we're collectively interested in, the lifestyle directors, the technology, is how do we wrap the community around the decision to buy the house? Frankly, the builders building houses, most likely in a lot of different places in your metro district or your metro area, why buy it in your community? Why? Yes. What is it that is going to up-level my life, my family's life, if I buy it in this master plan versus down the road outside of a master plan? And it is no secret that it's more expensive to buy the same house in a master plan. So we need to work harder to demonstrate that incremental value that goes beyond the bricks and and sticks, right? Beyond the actual house. And that's where really the proactive lifestyle director who wants that prospective buyer or that person under contract who's just waiting for their house to be delivered. Yes. How do you start making them feel like they're part of the community even before they've moved in?
Definitely.
Yes. Or before the amenities are complete, right?
Exactly. Good point, Lauren. Yeah, because I think that's as a consumer, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to imagine, what would it be like if I lived here? And if we could collectively work to answer that question and get people's level of commitment to the decisions that they made to buy that house, I think we're going to see fewer cancellations, postpones, closings, et cetera, because I already feel like I live there, and it's just a matter of moving in.
That's awesome. So on that note of getting people to see the value of lifestyle, what have you seen like when they get to the turnover point, right? Where the homeowner boards are taking over and then they see every single fee, right? They just like take a microscope to it. So how can lifestyle directors really communicate to the people like, you're so happy here because we're communicating with you. We are creating this lifestyle. So just like, what have you seen that's been working or not working in these communities?
I think it comes down to a lot of education. I mean, when we have a contract with a community, we almost always have it with the HOA, even if it's developer led and funded, to create that transparency from the beginning, that this what the fees are and the value that it's bringing to the community. The last thing I want is it to be a surprise at the turnover and have people be really shocked or be so it's embedded from day one. I still see a lot of strife at turnovers often. And it largely comes down to a belief like, I didn't know it was that expensive to have all this great stuff that I've grown very accustomed to and I would not want to give up. But so I think there's probably some education pre-turnover around walking through the budget, more transparency around the budget and what those dollars actually translate into the things that the resident touches and feels day in and day out. Because sometimes when you look at a spreadsheet, and I look at spreadsheets all day long, it's really, it's unemotional, detached, and doesn't have sort of that texture of what is this number really representing.
Right.
And on that, I think, too, when you have an app that works really well, you take for granted. I kind of think of it as when we do events, people come into our events and they're like, this is amazing. And they don't think lifestyle directors spend any time on it because it's so phenomenal and they don't have a care in the world. But we put a lot of work into making that event special. And I think of that the kind of the same way with your app.
Yeah. It is true. I mean, mastery is making something look easy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It is a sign of mastery that you can create an event and then show up cool, calm, and collected. Like it must have been easy.
That means I'm doing it right.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
it's sports. You watch the Olympics and they all make it look easy, and,
And it's not.
It really is not. Exactly.
I can barely walk, let alone ski. Yeah.
And April, you said something like education. I was visiting with some lifestyle directors earlier this year, and the one thing that I thought was pretty cool to walk away with is like the main job of a lifestyle director is relationships. The second is education. And then it's event planning. So it's just interesting. Like everything always seems to come back to what are your relationships like and how are you educating? And I think that just emphasizes how important that is with all of your residents.
Good point.
So I know we are wrapping up and we don't have much more time, unfortunately, because we feel like we're just getting started with you, April. This is like so exciting. But we're starting this new podcast. And one thing that we are excited about doing are our quick fire questions. And so we're going to ask you a series of quick fire questions. Just answer as quickly as you can. And it will allow our listeners to get to know you a little bit better as well.
Right. I'll go first. What is your favorite way to unplug?
I love fly fishing.
Book or a podcast recommendation?
I love anything by Brene Brown. Her podcasts, her books, Gifts of Imperfection. They're really grounding for me.
Love that. Her. Great suggestion. What is one tech gadget you cannot live without?
I can't live without my phone. I love it. And we do a lot of camping and we go off grid. So it gives me a little tech vacation, but I love my phone.
Best piece of advice you have ever received? That might be hard.
Ooh, that's a big one. Monica, you told a story about making that phone call when you were deciding to form your business. And I think that one of the things I carry with me is that you never know fully the impact you're making on other people. And it doesn't take much of personal investment to be kind and thoughtful and generous. And it can make a huge difference in someone's life. And so prioritizing, taking the time to offer generosity, kindness, it can go a long way.
I love that. And you did make an impression here. Before we let you go, there was one big question that we have for you. We noticed that you are rebranding your podcast.
Yes.
And so we want to hear a little bit more about that.
That's I appreciate you noticing that. We're rebranding to Communities Connected, and it's really focusing from lifestyle to land a lifestyle. And what we wanted to do is put a sharper focus on the conversations we're already having. We sort of started out more from a standpoint of innovation, and we felt like we could be even more descriptive. So many people we talk to are creating amazing communities, are focused on the lifestyle component as the connective tissue. And so we're excited to start a refresh.
I love that.
Love it. We are all for lifestyle support and awareness, because we want to make sure that these community connectors are really getting celebrated.
They're the unsung heroes.
Yes. Well, awesome. April, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Continue the conversation at another time, because we know you are a busy lady. So we're going to let you go. And we just thank you again, and Alosant, for being a part of today's episode and our first official guest. So thank you.
Yay. Thank you. And thanks for introducing us.
Awesome. Take care. Thanks so much.
It was great to have April on. It's just amazing how she connects with people and how she connects people.
She's just a supporter, right? Like, you meet her once and she's like, what can I do to help you? And so to all the lifestyle directors out there, if you haven't met her yet, please find a way to cross paths with her, because she's just inspiring to be around.
She is. And it's so funny. You can talk to her once and you feel like she's your best friend.
Yeah.
She's
great.
An amazing lady. Do you want to go ahead and close us out?
I do.
Actually,
we forgot to tell them where to find Alosant.
Yeah, so let's make sure that everyone can get a hold of April and her Alosant team. It's alosant.com, ALOSANT.com. And no, I didn't, pass a spelling bee back then, but I just checked it off.
But you can also find April Lamon, Lamon, on LinkedIn. She's a great connection on LinkedIn. She's always sharing bits of wisdom. So definitely look her up there as well. And the Lifestyle Director Connect group. If you're not already there, you should be.
Yes. And we are asking regarding our podcast that you like it. We really want you to genuinely like it, but we also want you to check the box that you like it, because we are people pleasers too. And we need validation. Please reach out to us. hello@lifestyleunpluggedpodcast.com is a way for you to email us, or you can just go to lifestyleunpluggedpodcast.com and enter a question there.
Right. Well, until next time, keep your events unforgettable and your coffee strong.